Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is your man Anthony Smith, and I got my guy.
Yo, P in the building.
And this is Chop It Up, Season 3. The best place to get that photo and the video. You know what I mean? We've been missing for a couple weeks, but it's been hectic, man. We've been crazy busy.
The world opening up. We got to get to it.
Yeah. We was killing it when it was closed down, and we really, back at it for real.
Right.
And thanks to everybody that really messes with us and the long way. You know what I mean? That I'm on a whole new venture of trying to not start a new business, but take the business to a new level. I say it like that, you know what I mean? And P's doing the same thing with his business, but we got something, we don't get to do this all the time.
Right.
It's been a minute.
Right, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute since this. So we real excited to bring something to you guys. But I'm gonna let P, bring that in, let y'all know what we talking about. But it's been a minute, man.
Man, so we're finally being able to get on another project together, a large scale project,
yes.
And it's cool because we get to. I think it was almost it's almost been a little over a year since we did a project of this
magnitude,
this type of magnitude, and we definitely got a crash course on filming a detailed documentary.
Right.
We did it for a local church, and it came out great, but there was a lot of takeaways that
when you're shooting. So listen, I always, and P'll tell you this, documentaries have been my thing.
Right.
Like, I've always loved long format content. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I've never really like, I know, but I didn't know, right? The extensive amount of material that you need to put these projects together. You know what I mean?
I remember those file sizes was like, God,
insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to have both of us back on a project that we can, collaborate, shoot ideas back and forth like the old days. Yeah, So your boy happy, you know what I mean? But we're shooting a documentary, and it's gonna be for somebody who's local to the high desert, our area, who's a friend of the show, the podcast, and both myself, P, and myself, you know what I mean? And he's doing his thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's going to show literally ups, downs, doubts.
All that.
And success, you know what I mean? Yep. And really like not believing that you can do something, but being able to just, put your feet down in the mud and just say that I'm going to make this shit happen, and really showing that success and doing it, you know what I mean? And that's a lot of people's stories. That's my story. That's P's story. You know what I mean? It's something that we never thought that we were going to be able to accomplish, but by just day by day continuing, you know what I mean? Like the great Nipsey Hussle says, you know what I mean? You just got to lay one brick at a time.
Brick by brick.
That's it. Brick by brick, baby. And that's what we have stood on. And we both have been able to do it in our own ways, and to be able to show another individual and the way that he was able to do it in his own way is just going to be dope.
Right.
And
that's the beautiful thing about it, man, is, as long as you put your ego to the side, man, you going to want to, you want to rub shoulders with other hustlers, man. That's what you want to do. And if you don't like grind, or I should say, if you don't associate yourself with other people that are grinding as hard or harder than you, then you're missing out on your own opportunities, man. Like you have to put yourself around that energy that you want to receive, period. And the best way to do that, man, if you can do it with the homies,
yeah,
man.
And nowadays it's easier to do that because you can just Google some shit on the internet and some crazy dude that's doing some crazy stuff is going to pop up. But it's different when you can do it with your boy. You know what I mean? Somebody that you came up with. You know what I mean? Like it, like leveling up, but in two separate entities, but at the same time. You know what I mean?
And
like,
that's, you know, that's hella relative to me and Aunt. You know, right now we got our kids in the house, playing. You know, while we're in here doing our thing, and to me, like, there's no more beautiful. Like, there's nothing that's better than that there.
Not at
you
all.
know, it don't get no better than that. You know, you get to, you know, you got your whole family, so you don't really have to like turn anything off while you're moving. You know,
just get it in. You know, and we both understand how much of a challenge this process is going to be, but you know, you got to grab the bull by the horns and just go for it. Yeah. You gotta go for it. You gotta go for the ride. So I feel like it's a project that I'm gonna love at times. It's a project that I'm gonna hate at times. But I know that we're gonna get through it, and I know the story that we're going to tell is gonna be, oh my God!
People got to hear it. It's gonna.
And
be
it's
dope.
insane to be from what's considered a small city, and to be able to achieve what this person has been able to achieve, which is big things. You know what I mean? And they're not looking back; they're still looking forward.
Right.
The only reason why this person is going to have to take a look back is because we're going to force them.
Right.
Like, hey,
definitely
we need you to
motion,
dig in the crates and, you know, pull up some of that video footage and pull up some of those old DMs and some this and some that. And you know what I mean? And it's going to be dope to be able to even pull ourselves in through his story, especially P, because P has been one of the day one. I don't want to say one of them.
I shot him since he got promoted.
Period. Since he got promoted, since he started his business, and up until now. You know what I mean? So realistically, P brought me in on this project to help out, and we ain't said nothing. You know, it ain't gone there, but yeah, P, you directing this thing. Y'all like how I did that. Yeah.
Oh man,
you know, I'm just taking direction on this. You know what I mean?
We're gonna knock it down.
We are for sure, you know, going to 50-50 it, but it's easier, and that's one thing that you got to realize when you collaborate with somebody got to be the boss.
You have to give the reins to somebody.
You got to knock the ego shit off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. If it's an idea, if it's a stylistic choice that I think may work better, I'm going to voice the opinion. But as the director, I'm giving P the ultimate cut, like yes or no. You know what I mean? And it's my job not to be mad about the situation, just understanding I'm the director, I'm going to be first AC, and, you know, I voice my opinion, but he sees it in a different way because in his head, it's already cut a certain way. So you got to be able to make somebody in charge, right? Because a lot of times there's somebody who may be best for the director position, but they don't even realize they're best for the director position.
Right. You got to just throw it to them like, here, nigga, figure it out.
Right. There's a lot of directors that are out there, old school wise, that never grabbed a camera. You know what I mean? They just know what they want to see. Mm-hmm. And you as the first AC, it's your job to bring that to light, you know? Yeah. They're the one who's sitting behind the big screen, who's watching it. Okay. Cut.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, now, instead of pushing in like this, I need you to push in when he does this or she does this. Okay. You know what I mean? Not arguing back and forth, not going back and forth. Somebody has to take charge, and I feel like that's one of the issues why we see so many people who are out there one-man banding it, because you feel like you've been killing it, but by adding somebody who you feel like may have an artistic choice or something else, and then you look at them like, nigga, you don't know what I'm doing over here with this camera.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like you're concentrating on so much, and he's just looking at the screen because he's actually watching the movie being played through as it's going to happen, and knowing what's going to happen next. Yep. So you, as the first AC, got to step back and just trust in the director and take that, take the direction.
Right. That's, that's,
And the best thing about the first AC, I'm going to tell you like this.
Oh, shit, here we go. Here come the bullshit. Look, see,
if it come out fucked up, it ain't on me.
Yeah, see, look at him. You got no responsibility.
It ain't on me.
Look at
it ain't on me. I didn't do it.
Fault.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Shit was exposed, right? That's all.
Hey, when the shit popped up and it said directed by Preston Brown, guess what? Nah, man, but I'm playing with you guys. You gotta be able to trust the team, trust the process, and if you put that person in position or they put you in position, you guys are there for a reason. And I'm super happy to be able to do this gig with my brother. You know what I mean?
It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be
We're
dope.
gonna really represent for where we're from, where he's from, which is the same place, and the growth of this desert. You know what I mean? Because there's so many people that like to knock it down for what it isn't, but we're so much.
Right. And for me, representing this high desert, you get a lot of people that only want to represent the desert when they're coming up.
Right.
They only want to say.
You get a lot of people that want to represent it when they're coming up. They don't want to represent it when they're coming up. There's so many fake niggas that are out there that want to say that you from LA, you from Rancho.
Right.
And nigga, you from Victorville. Knock it off.
Right. Your profile will say Los Angeles. What? You're not. That's not where you reside,
off. Man. I'm going to tell you like this. My boy George, I'm going to put it out there. My boy George gave me one of the most inspiring pieces of game that you could give somebody. And it's, if you're good enough at what you do, it does not matter where you're from. They're going to come to you.
1000%. It does not matter. And that's, for me, that's why I've never been scared to say, where are you from? I'm from Victorville.
Yes.
I'm not going to say I'm from LA. So I don't live there. I'm not from there. If you're going to ask me where I was born, I was born in Oxnard. Yes. But I've been in Victorville since 98.
Period.
And I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Because I know what I produce and I know what I represent, period.
With no problem. So all of y'all that just, San Bernardino used to be like that. Now niggas is happy to be from San Bernardino. I'm going to keep it 1,000. Niggas did not want to be from San Bernardino in the early 2000s. Like, it was, you from where?
Right. And I got, when I was at the film festival, I talked to one of the dudes, and he was chopping it up, and he don't even know he lit a fire into my ass because he told me, he said, you ain't gonna make it out of there. You got to get to LA. I said, all right, cool.
Yeah,
I'll be back. Don't trip.
No.
Don't trip. And I appreciate the motivation because I am gonna make it out of here.
At the same time, I understand what they're saying, and it's due to the traffic that LA deals with. Right. If you're not from LA, you're not gonna be able to make certain calls. And what I mean by calls is you're not gonna be able to show up on time because there's so much traffic getting down into the city.
Right.
But if you're the staple of what you do, guess what? When Will Smith says, nigga, we pulling up in Antelope Valley, guess what? Them buses, what? It's in Antelope Valley.
Right. No, straight up, man. It's definitely, it ain't never been about where I'm from. It ain't never been about that. I'm not ashamed of where I'm from. And if anything, then I'm just gonna, you're gonna slack off because we got talent out here, man.
Right. It's major talent.
We really do got talent out here, man.
Of course, everybody knows talent is in Hollywood, and it's because it is the melting pot of the United States, right? Because everybody who's from a small town in Ohio, somewhere in Kansas City, they feel like they need to come to LA to build that buzz up, to really build those relationships, to deal with those kinds of people. Now, don't get me wrong. If you want to be paparazzi, if you want to do some Steven Spielberg type shit, you might have to be in Hollywood. But for 97, 98% of us, we could be right from where we from and make it happen. Right. And live a beautiful life. Because there's the other thing that you got to realize is when you pull up in a Hollywood, North Hollywood, how deep the competition is, and I'm thinking nepotism, but not nepotism like the roots are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not in that in crowd,
right? You got to be connected out there.
Yeah,
you ain't just pulling up on nobody.
You're not pulling up like I'm dope on After Effects.
Right? I don't care.
Yeah.
What's your name? I don't know you. Get out of here. What's your rate? Oh no, I ain't paying you that.
Exactly.
Like straight
Show
up.
me your real.
Right.
No,
you gotta get.
You know what I mean?
Right,
you gotta build that buzz. Where you from, and if you start getting called enough in particular areas, and you feel like that's what's best for you and your family, then go.
Right. I'm definitely not knocking nobody that wants to inspire to be out there.
Yes.
Or that's out there. You know, shouts out to everybody that's out there grinding.
And the resources that are in LA are insane.
Right. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying, you know, like I found a lane. I know my lane. I know what I'm going to be capable to achieve. And I'm proud of where I'm from. I'm not going to lie to you about none of that.
None of it. Myself and P have been lucky enough to accumulate enough gear to not really have to move when we don't want to move. You know what I mean?
I like where I live.
I do. I like, and even the times that we get booked in LA, in San Diego, in these busier areas, I'm so happy on the way home to be coming home.
I'm like, I ain't got to deal with this traffic every day.
Right.
I ain't got to deal with this many people in the store every day.
Exactly. But
I don't got to plan all this extra time to get somewhere every day.
Man,
like straight.
When my brother had a condo in North Hollywood. No. This was the other one in Oxnard. 15 miles from LAX.
Oh, yeah.
An hour and a half.
Yeah, crazy.
I said, bro, I can walk faster than this Uber is going to get us there. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I couldn't believe that.
I'll never forget, you know, being in LA at night. You know, we waited 25 minutes for the Uber to show up. And then just to get from, you know, I think it was like 7 miles.
Yeah.
45 minutes. I was like, what? And then, you know, it's after hours. So, you know, it's upcharged and
I don't like y'all bougie niggas.
Like I said, I definitely ain't hating on nobody, man. I just, you know, I've been able to
make it.
I've been able to achieve a lot.
From right here, from the
right
dirt.
Here, man. Like, and I can, you know, I could vouch for it myself. I could vouch for it from, you know, seeing a brother do it. I could vouch for it from seeing, you know, we know folks that are in this city that are killing anybody that's out there.
Yes.
And, you know, it's all mindset.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all mindset, and there's no reason for you to disguise anything. Like, if anything, show yourself. You know, if you're doing just like what you said, like what George told you. If you're doing your thing, ain't nobody even gonna give a fuck where you from. Period. They're not gonna give a fuck.
No,
they're not even gonna ask questions. They just gonna be like, "Can I book you for this?" Yes. That's the only thing they're gonna ask.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna be like, "Are you from LA?"
No, never.
They don't.
They do not care.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
We were having a conversation prior to us going on air, and it was even Hollywood is starting to accept these mirrorless cameras and what they can do.
They have no choice. These mirrorless cameras, they're fucking making you put them. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man. They making us question our inventory.
Period.
They are making us question this inventory for sure, man.
Like, one of the biggest questions that larger companies would ask is, "Can you shoot with this camera?" Right, and it's due to maybe the stuff that they have on their website already, and they just wanted to roll along the same look, the same feel, and that had a lot to do with it. And then there was just the peace of mind of, I know that this camera costs X amount of dollars, so you have to be on this level to own one of these, right? To even rent one. Because regular niggas ain't even renting these.
Right, you ain't gonna ask somebody riding around in a Bentley if they broke.
No.
Like, you just ain't gonna do it.
And if they are, it's just you never gonna know.
You're never gonna know.
Because they pulled up on a Bentley. They pulled up.
You don't care what they pull up in. They can get out there and just they draws. You can be like, well, shit.
He pulled up in a Bentley.
So I'd pull up in a Bentley like that too if I had one.
Goddamn right. Flip flops and draws.
Right. What's up? I'm here.
You gotta believe in yourself, and you gotta believe in what you know that you can produce. And certain clients, no matter what, are gonna be more difficult than others. You're gonna have some super easy clients that you feel like they overpaid you. Then you're gonna have clients that you feel like they should have paid you more. due to the attitude, due to them trying to stack things on top of the contract that wasn't there.
Right.
There's going to be all types of shit that you guys come into play with. But like I was telling a guy at work, bro, as soon as someone pays you, you're a professional.
Right.
It does not matter if it's $50 or if it's $5,000. They paid you, you're a professional. You got to live with it. You got to go with it, you know? And luckily we've been able to take that by the horns, and it was a little bit of an experience for me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. Because I still feel like because you're constantly comparing yourself to others. Mm-hmm. So it's like, how do I consider myself a professional when I'm not doing what this nigga's doing? But it don't matter.
Right, bro. It don't matter. Everybody is in their own lane, man.
It does not matter.
Everybody's in their own lane.
If your auntie gives you some money for some family photos, guess what? You a professional. You know what's going on. You know when she's sitting there and she's looking at you like, what you want me to do with my hand?
Right, you better tell them, move it.
You better have an answer.
Drop it down. Bye.
Yes. You better have an answer that makes your auntie feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like this collaboration that me and Pierre are about to do on this documentary is just going to be a melting pot of what we've learned over the last 6-7 years. You know what I mean? And really being able to mesh our brains together and bring the best possible documentary that we can, you know, to the world, to you guys. And I don't even really feel like I'm trying to make the client happy as much as I'm trying to make me and P happy.
Yeah, that's all I want to do is stretch. You know, I'm confident enough to know that we're gonna kill it regardless. Oh. But I wanna level ourselves up. You know, and that's definitely not being conceited or anything like that. No. I'm just, you know, I just know what we're capable of at this point, and I know that we have more to push, and we can just push that much more on a project together.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And I suggest that all of you guys do the same. You know what I mean? Go out when you guys have the free time and just do something that you want to do. It doesn't matter if it's a music video. It doesn't matter if it's a documentary. It doesn't matter if it's a fucking commercial. Do something for you.
For your soul, I mean? Man. You got to touch your soul, man. The last thing that I want to do when I'm on my deathbed is look back and be like, fuck, I wish I would have did that.
Yeah. Yeah. And on top of, not to top that, but to, on a side note, like something that you can look back at your boy like, damn, remember when we did this? You know what I mean? Like just to laugh, because 10 years from now.
We got those stories already.
We do. You know what I mean? We got so many of those.
So many damn stories already.
We got so many of those. And this is just going to be another one.
Right.
You know what I mean? To look back and like see our growth, see where we came from. In 10 years, looking back on this and being like, damn, we really did that. It was cool for what it was, but look at where we're at now.
Right.
You know? And it's been a constant push on that.
Gotta level up. Gotta level up.
And the thing that P did with his social media, I love so much, and I wish that I could go back and do the same, but he didn't delete anything because he wanted to be able to go back and let you guys go back to see how far he's come in his journey. And I was talking to my boy at work, and I'm like, bro, don't delete your old stuff.
Keep that shit, man.
Even though it's only been a month.
Keep it.
Got to keep it so you can go back and you can see, wow, like the growth that you've made within that month.
Right. I want you to have a timeline to say like, you know, I've been doing it, and like it's trust me, it's easy to create, you know, a perfect reel, all the time, just all kill shots. Yeah. But but when you do that, that's what the client's gonna want.
Yeah.
I want that.
That. Yes. You're going to put yourself,
you're gonna put yourself in the bad.
You're going to get in trouble.
You're going to put yourself in a bad position. I'm not saying like don't go make you some like, you know, a dope sizzle reel to sell yourself out there. But understand if you're going to put something of that magnitude out there, you better make sure that you can back it up.
Yeah.
And consistently back it up.
After time after time. That's one thing that you got to realize of what you're doing. Anybody could do something dope one time. Can you consistently do it? Yep. Can you relight this room in a different location and make it look just as good?
Right.
You gotta be able to do it in adverse situations, because if not, you're gonna run into some shit.
100%.
And when you run into it, the client is gonna be the one that's let down because they're expecting you to be that professional and pull through.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to this doc that we're about to work on. And we'll share some snippets with the family, with y'all. You know what I mean? Check it, peep it,
and we got a short timeline to do it too. That's what's crazy. We don't have we don't have a long time. We have about 3 weeks total.
Because both of us are super busy.
On top of us being busy as shit. Like, this is a side project.
Yes.
This has nothing to do with our regular workload. We still got weddings and all kinds of other stuff that we're going to be filming. And
I'm going to tell you like this.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
In 5 days, I'm going to be on 6 planes. You know what I mean? So
it's Mr. International right
here.
Don't
think that it's not going down because we still working. This is just one of those projects that we want to give our all to and, really represent where we from and show what we got to offer. And just that alone is going to open so many doors.
That's it.
It's not that we want the doors to open. It's just the way that it works.
We're going to open them, period.
Yeah.
That's just the mentality. I don't know if you guys have caught that throughout the, all the way from season 1 to now is the mentality is I'm going to get it.
Yes.
Period.
When you put the work in, there's always going to be something that comes out of it.
What we go through, I don't give a fuck what kind of wave we get hit by. The shit got to happen.
Yeah.
That's just what it is, man.
1,000%. Well, we appreciate you guys chiming in to chop it up.
Yep.
And we'll see y'all next week.
We out of here.
Let's get it. Documentary.
Shit gonna be hot, son.
About to kill this shit.